I fly my plane every day, fly it across the USA. I fly my plane in the air, I fly it almost anywhere. I fly my plane all day long, fly it as I sing this song. I soar across the big blue sky, without my plane I'd surely die. I fly it across this big land, with my friends hand in hand. I soar just like the mighty crane. I love flying my plane, flying my plane, flying my plane, flying my plane. Whoa, 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 wings!
Welcome to the WIngsmen podcast. I am Frank.
I am Scott.
And we are digging into Season 1, Episode 6, the season finale.
Yeah.
Clearly they were ordered like 6 episodes and then renewed. But this one is called All for One and Two for Helen. They make reference to being the Three Musketeers, like that was a thing they used to do or something. But I don't believe it.
Nope.
I don't believe it at all. It's contrived.
She would have been a fat musketeer anyways.
Yeah. The synopsis for this episode is really brief. Joe suspects the worst when Brian and Helen spend an evening alone together. This episode features a guest star, Peg Shirley as Celia Stewart. She was known for her roles in the original Thomas Crown Affair from 1968 as a teacher in the film North. Huh? Remember that movie North?
Yeah.
With Elijah Wood? Yeah, that's what it was. If you are watching along with us on Hulu, you can go ahead and hit play now, and we should be at the... It's going to start off with commercials, let's be honest. For me personally, the commercials I received up first were 2 commercials back-to-back. One was a Barilla ad, Barilla Pasta, and that was followed up right next to another Barilla Pasta ad. I love that when they just show you the same commercial twice on Hulu.
Like it never happened.
But you only get one. Was there another commercial that happened?
It might have already played through the first
We're in
one.
the intro now, folks, so sync it up, fast
I was going to try to find a way to sing along.
Sing along.
Let's see if I can remember this. We'll find a way to sing it up to the actual intro, but I wanted to do it based on the poem "The Once Was a Man from Nantucket."
Oh.
Okay, so there once was a man from Nantucket, whose brother was named Joe. They fought all the time, and they flew lots of planes, and his ex-wife Carol's a hoe.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. So we're going to work out a song eventually. We'll have a whole fucking theme for this thing instead of our...
But I think it would be appropriate to try to sing "Once Was a Man from Nantucket."
That makes sense. That's a start to some lyrics.
Yeah, we get this, and that's probably public domain by now.
Yeah. Here we are back into the commercials. We got more commercials.
1 of 4. We got 4 in
Yeah,
here.
they're 4, and I got 4... No, I got 3 earlier, so they're making up for the 1 extra that I got earlier.
This is the running of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I got a Menards ad, a BMW ad. Like, what the fuck? A BMW ad? Hello, sir? I drive a fucking van. Don't advertise that. You should be able
that buy BMWs already know about BMWs.
You should be able to just bypass it by showing them a picture of your bank statement or something. Like, I'm not going to buy this. But we here have a Miller Lite commercial.
Tall cans at a football stadium.
And I received a Fifth Third Bank ad.
Because they have to open them for you.
Yeah, they do. They have to.
And I don't like it when they use their hands.
No.
Because that's disgusting. They handle a lot of money. And then they go to open it with their hands. You're like, no, can I get another one? Can you open it with your...
What
opener
about
thing? Because
I don't like it when honestly
you
I have
been
a problem
handling
with
a lot of money from a lot of people in the stadium.
I have a small problem with cans in a cooler loose whenever it melts down to water and then you reach in. That's a little bit disturbing to me. I know it's keeping them cold. I like that fact about it, but the fact that it's floating around in a soup of hand mess, whatever. People aren't they're wiping and they're not washing and they're dipping their hands.
If you can keep it below 40 degrees, you're not in any danger of growing
That's
bacteria.
True.
So.
But, still just the thought. I don't know. It's just a thing for me. Some people don't like, clowns or whatever. We're into the episode now.
That was a perfect transition.
Yeah, it opens up with a bizarre argument between Faye and Roy here, involving some birds that Faye has adopted in Roy's hangar. Joe breaks this up, and we learn about Faye's thing I use to peek around the corner and look at birds with. That's what she calls this stick that she's holding.
Yeah.
It's her thing I use to peek around corners and look at birds with. Oh my god, I love Faye so much. I love that she's wearing a safari hat, and that, you know, she's at work, but she's not at work, you know? Mm-hmm. There's no one doing her job right now, so I guess that
that's true.
There's always somebody at Roy's counter. Like, he's got a bustling airline, and Sandpiper's more like a... their flights are always like one dude, you know? Brian comes in at one point with just one lady, and a, you know... So,
yeah, that's a good point.
But basically, Faye wants Joe to come to this airport committee meeting to help her save these fucking stupid owls, which would be just a burden to me. Like, I don't care.
Why you don't understand how important owls are to the ecosystem?
I'm sure they are.
Well, let me
tell you about bees.
Let me tell you
about the importance of the bees.
Well, now they're actually gonna start creating little tiny drones that do the jobs of bees.
I'm sure that we could figure out...
That's a real thing.
We could
now.
probably figure out how to make honey. Oh, you see here, Brian comes in from a flight.
It's about pollinating flowers, not making honey.
See here, he's got like 3 people with him or something from this flight. I guess all these people maybe were on the flight, but they're slow.
We discussed their seating arrangements earlier and decided there's not more than maybe 20 seats. And the last couple times they're not full. They're not. They're not driving at capacity here.
And Joe's pissed off because Brian is using the airline as his personal dating service. You would think he would offend a lot of customers by being
Brian.
Yeah. Brian tells Helen and Joe that he has center court seats for the Celtics-Knicks game, gained by offering bonus travel miles. So he's using the airline to get free tickets and stuff. I wonder how Joe feels about that.
They get to sit courtside.
Yeah.
It would have been crazy sitting courtside at the Cavs-Celtics game last night.
Oh, yeah?
The opening game of the season. Speaking of the Celtics.
And
their star shooting guard, Gordon Hayward, they just got him in free agency. He was like going to be the next... To Boston call it a great white hope kind of thing. Even though that's a little bit racist nowadays, but like Larry Bird was,
Yeah.
He's a really good white shooting guard, and he broke his leg unbelievably bad last night.
Oh, really?
It was awful. It was like in the 5 minutes in the first quarter. That's the first game of the season.
Wow.
And the Kyrie from the Cavs was playing for the Celtics now, so there's all kinds of drama going on. And this dude jumps up for an alley-oop. LeBron blocks it, and as he's coming down, his ankle dislocates and breaks his leg.
Hi.
And his leg goes like this.
Oh my god!
And it was just
out the side, huh?
Yeah, and I was at work, and I yelled, "Oh fuck!" really loud in the restaurant because I'm walking around. I'm still trying. I'm trying to watch the game.
People look up from their wings. They're like, "What the hell?"
And then I was like, "Look! Oh God, look!"
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's awful.
But this would have been This would have been Larry Bird's time period. It would have been like Larry Bird versus Patrick Ewing.
Ooh, what year are we talking here?
1990, man.
Yeah,
just like right in the
he was getting
Team USA, brother.
Larry Bird was in the downslope.
Yeah, probably. You're right.
I love him
I fucking love him with a mustache, man.
Yeah,
that really is the way to go, Larry. He honestly looks like his mouth is swallowing his face now.
Yeah.
But have you seen a recent picture? Holy shit! Holy shit!
I think he's still the GM of the Pacers.
Oh god. Anyways, fuck. Here's where is this where Joe finds out that he can't go to the game because Roy has found out he was going to the game, so he called an emergency meeting of the airplane council, whatever it is, about the birds.
Birds, yeah.
He wants to slip this by.
Mm-hmm.
But it is funny how he stomped around like a little kid when Faye basically guilt tripped him into doing this. But he tells Brian and Helen here that he can't go, and he expects them to kind of be bummed out, but they do not care. Because they're going to a basketball game. Why would they give a fuck if he can't? I mean, sure, yeah, he can't.
Oh, you're gonna feel bad enough not to go now.
He doesn't feel bad at all.
You know what? Yeah, well, let's not go now.
He's just coming in
If
here
you
to
can't
just.
go.
He's coming in here to just be annoying right now with his tucked-in T-shirt. That is really a look that never worked. How did people ever think that looked good? Because I remember the '90s, and I remember being told to tuck my shirt in and hating every second of it. I still don't get the concept, man. It doesn't look good. Just let that baby hang.
Yeah, now you
Hang
don't get
loose.
a shirt that's too long because it looks weird, or too short because it looks weird. Because when you put your arms up, it shouldn't show your stomach.
Yeah.
But
I guess I don't know. I don't. If I'm a fat dude, so I don't have the ability to just put my pants up like that. But anyways,
well, I do, but it's never. I could do that in the mirror right now and be like, I'd be just no, not at all.
like you're gonna go engage in some fisticuffs.
Yeah, somebody somewhere thinks this looks good, but
Yeah.
it is not me.
You're a street tough, eh? But really what he's coming in here to do, aside from being annoying, is Brian wants to know if Joe's all right. Basically, if he hooks up with Helen. And, you can... Joe really does have a thing for Helen.
Yeah.
Of course, he really had a thing for Carol, too.
Yeah. And you know what? He had his chance, though. If he wanted her, how many years had they been working at the airport together before Brian came back? Because you got to think there was Brian was gone.
Yeah, why have
and
anything
he
developed?
had his chance.
Yeah.
And now he's
That's true.
he's a little jealous, but he should have made the move.
Yeah, that's true. You can see these. Joe has that, like we were talking, this wind-swept hair. Oh, it looks good. Just off a flight. Look, wind whipping through his hair with his goggles and.
You know what? I don't remember this from the series. So if this is a Nostradamus type moment, just believe me. I think at some point in the series, they're gonna wake up. They're gonna wake up in the same bed on each side of a girl.
Oh, really?
At some point in the series.
Oh, wow. That might be true.
You think?
Maybe. We're in a
Like,
commercial city again.
we went to bed because there's obviously in the first 6 episodes we've already had a lot of brothers fighting over a girl.
Yeah, like I said,
And
that's
it's
going to be
just
a thing,
switching
dude.
the girl. So when does that?
I can't
At a certain
assume-
point, the writer's going to be like, "Look, we're going to take a step this way or that way."
Do you
Let's
think
it.
they really sink in like a relationship with Joe and Helen this early in the series?
Wouldn't think.
Unless they did it like this is their last one. We don't know if we're getting another set of episodes. At least we can pin a tail on this donkey.
Yeah,
And-
they're like the Drew Carey show, though.
Yeah.
Drew Carey, like him and what was her? Was it Kate?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always something there until finally in the later seasons, like, okay, let's make it happen. Like, we got to have some other arc to the story. But if you only do that in the first several episodes, you kind of plan on not returning, right? Because it seems like you wouldn't want to wrap any of that up right away.
So, yeah.
You got to leave that open.
Yeah, well, like I said, I guess they probably had no idea what was going to happen. Like, if you get 6 episodes ordered for your show, like, you're going to be like, maybe they don't want to. Let's at least make a piece of work that could stand on its own. Here we are in Commercial
McCarty.
City, and now we're back to
McCarty.
Tom Nevers Field. We managed to talk right through that commercial break.
We did good.
We are at the airport committee meeting where Roy and Faye are stating their cases for these owls. And this is where Joe finds out that a pipe burst at the Celtics game, so it was pretty much canceled. And he gets a little bit paranoid, thinking about what exactly might be going on between his brother and Helen. And
With his tucked-in shirt.
yeah, tucked in motherfuckers.
And his pants got to fit perfect because he has no belt.
And this whole speech he's making here, it leaks paranoia. He's so paranoid about Helen and Brian, so he incorporates that into his little tale here. What was he even talking about? Fuck. Ducks or owls. He was talking about owls.
What if one day 2 of those owls decided to fly away? To Boston, for example. Leaving the 3rd owl to do his civic duty. Oh, sure. It might start off with just basketball. But what if that game were canceled? What would they do then? Think about it. 2 healthy, attractive owls.
This whole committee meeting is over these fucking owls, evidently, and
planes cannot have
birds
flying around.
That's true.
That is.
You cannot.
I can't name anybody
them,
specifically that has died, but I'm sure there's been a lot of.
Yeah, you always hear about that.
Was it Jim Croce? No, was that birds?
This is where they get ready to vote, but before they can even vote, Lowell reveals that guess what he did? Fucking ran these some bitches over in his truck. So
yeah,
that's great. That's fantastic. And Roy just fucking loses his shit. Roy loses it.
Deadpan way about him is.
Oh yeah,
classic.
I'll tell you what. It doesn't happen in this episode, but in the next episode, there's a lot of palling around with Roy and Lowell.
Yeah,
and
I think they found
really
a
magical
thing with that.
Yeah, it's magical. So, this is where Brian's dropping Helen off after their evidently crazy, ridiculous date night where there was a fire dance that happens or something. But she invites him in for coffee, so he thinks that means she's inviting him in for coffee.
Yeah.
You know, like that was what it would mean. That's the literal thing they always say, you know, maybe she'll invite you up for coffee, meaning that, you know, in the 90s, that's getting laid, man.
Yeah, that sucks.
He makes reference to her picture of her parents here, who evidently both hated him. She's going to go make coffee and tells him to go ahead and get comfortable, which he takes to mean, get the fuck room ready, because Mama's coming back in some lingerie or something. Like, turns the lights down. I'm surprised he didn't get naked. Like, I thought he was going to, like, get half naked. But, you know.
They probably thought about that and then decided against it.
I wonder how many times they had to do that little pulling the tablecloth off before they got it right.
And that would have been bad because that was the end of the scene.
Yeah.
So he already has to do everything else before he...
Yeah, it is like all in one shot, so he would have to do everything all at once. Just right. God, what an irritating thing. I wonder how many takes it took.
Oh, yeah.
You'd fuck it up every time right there at that same point. But she lets him know that she thinks that she thought he was going to ruin the night by doing what he's doing right now and assuming he's going to get laid or making a cheap move. Which I'm sure he'll do to her, even whenever she's with Joe later on. I bet he fucks it up. I know that they do bring in, what's her name? She married John Ritter, his real life wife, onto the show. Or the redheaded lady. We'll get her name eventually at some point when she's incorporated. I mean, when we first started this show, we didn't even know Faye's name.
Yeah.
And now I know a lot about her. I know things about her.
Doesn't she have like 7 names?
Faye?
Yeah. Her name's like Faye.
Yeah, there's like a name before it. And I think there's a name before Faye. No?
I don't think so.
You're probably right. But, this is where she's asking him why he ever married Carol in the first place. He explains that basically that he has no power to say no to Carol. And Helen comforts him with a little hand on the knee. Here it comes. Is it going to happen? Is she going to put that hand there?
There we go.
That little pat. And
there's
the lights.
he looks at it. He's like, "Yep."
That's the magic.
You
So he
gotta
starts.
You got to find a way to get it further down.
He starts really pulling out all the stops. Of course, she's not stupid. so she tells him that he has to leave as soon as he does this shit. Right here we go. Yep. She's not stupid. I like that quality about her. Sometimes they make her seem kind of stupid, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. Sometimes she gets all Twitter-pated and, stupid, I guess.
But doesn't everybody?
Maybe it's just that Brian's dumber than her.
Yeah.
But
obviously.
He went to leave there and saw that Joe's sitting out there watching her house, which Joe would have seen him open the door. If he's watching the house, he would have seen that. So, they're gonna play a little prank on him and have Brian go out the back door, but he wants to go in the back door, if you know what I'm saying. I'm sure that's the last thing on his mind. He just would like to get in the pants, but
Let's you and I teach him a lesson until we're just too exhausted to teach him anymore.
What we're going to do is have you go out the back, walk home, and we'll leave Joe sitting out there thinking you and I spent the night together.
All right, that's pretty good. That's good. You know what would really teach him a lesson? If we took off all our clothes and pranced by the window a few times.
Get out!
Okay, hold on.
really just trying to take advantage of anything he can.
Yeah, well, I think that's part of his existence is making Joe jealous of him.
And here's where...
Decaf, Brian, decaf. Really?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But we find out that when Helen came to work, Joe was in the car asleep. And he never came home last night. Here he is, looking like a pile of trash.
You can tell by his half untucked shirt.
Yeah, and his rustled hair.
Yeah. If he had kept his shirt untucked, it wouldn't look as bad.
Your coffee was nothing short of incredible.
Thank you. I thought it was pretty incredible myself.
Yeah. Hey, what knocks me out is how long it stayed so hot. We'll have to have coffee again.
Soon, I hope.
There's a lot of innuendos going on there.
Yeah, this show is good about that. That's what it's pretty good with. Now she's giving him regular. He was pouring decaf the first time. Now she's giving him regular coffee. That's some Illuminati shit right there. That almost predicted 9/11, didn't it?
I think you're right. I'm gonna say that they probably never pay for coffee. What do you suppose? I don't think so.
I don't see her taking money from them ever.
No, that's true. Maybe they've got a tab though.
Yeah, that could be.
Maybe they were like, we don't want to bore them with like the time that they have to settle up. You know.
Yeah.
That's just boring.
It's probably free coffee. They give everybody free coffee. That's it.
Yeah, it's just like that's the way it should be everywhere. Coffee is so fucking.
And he's behind the counter, like pouring his own coffee. So does she like manage this place or just own it? Because I think she's the owner, sole proprietor, right?
Right. Yeah.
With
There's
this
no
little
one else
kitchen.
on her staff.
There's
Like,
she, as far as I know, doesn't have a boss. Is what I was saying.
I am skeptical that there's very much food in that area at all. I mean, maybe a pie. Like she's make coffee.
Well, she
like,
made a sandwich for him.
I don't see a lot of business happening there. You know.
Yeah. And
She would
she's
have to
gotta
hire somebody if she had any business at all.
True. Yeah.
Even if you have, it's an airport diner. There should be
She's got to cook and
there should be like
serve people.
at least one fat dude that's back there on the grill that comes out every once in a while with grease stains all over.
Yeah.
him, you know. But you know, there's never anybody really sitting there at any given time.
Yeah. True.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
because if she had a boss, they'd eventually get
Well,
after her.
I think-
Like,
I
hey,
think-
you can't let these pilots behind the counter pouring their own coffee, and you broke a cello on the That's in the next episode. Sorry.
To be,
but any of her like little antics and stuff,
Yeah,
if there was somebody,
I'm pretty sure her dad
they would have to say like, "Hey, Helen, look,
you're gonna have to calm it down with these hacking boys."
Yeah.
Roy would complain, but of course, I think Roy gets free shit too. He goes back there and gets his own coffee. It's like the break room.
Yeah,
they use it as like a break room. Take full advantage. So, but I guess maybe Helen gets free flights and shit. Maybe they're a really nice, close knit family of businesses.
They're using the barter system like they used to back in the day. I love it when hippies though, when people talk about the barter system working. Like, well, why doesn't everybody just like provide a service and they trade that service for different services?
Sometimes people don't want your service.
And then, by the time they get done explaining it, they've just explained money.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't use it the right way in our country, of course, because most of it's fake. Like, oh, this isn't real. We don't really have this. There's no gold to back it up, whatever. But it still works.
It's true. Here we have Brian was peeking on Joe and Helen. I'm assuming he was hoping they were doing some dirty stuff. I don't think he was being like paranoid, like he wants a relationship with Helen. I think he's just a pervert.
Oh yeah, he's
But anyways, this is where you really gotta have to.
Your bright colored shirt with a bright colored shirt on top of it that's not as long as the other one.
It's such a weird thing that Helen has to do here, where she's like, "Listen, we're all gonna be friends, and sometimes I'm gonna be fucking one of you, and then sometimes I might be fucking the other one of you." Because that's basically what she says. She's like, if two of us are alone, leave us alone. Like,
yeah. That's. I guess I didn't think of it that way, but yeah, I guess that's what she's basically saying.
I think that it's just like she would fuck Brian, but he has to put in more
Tell
work.
me if you get this one. LL Cool Arms over here. Huh?
Oh shit! He's even got one sleeve rolled up and one sleeve rolled down. Man, he's a real mess. That's how you know you're a mess.
Well, that's why that's what the
because the one pants up. And the one pants,
LO Cool Arms. Did that take a second for you?
It did. Anyways, they remarked there at the end that Helen has a set of grade A class legs or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's how they end that episode. Thanks for listening to our nonsense. Join us next week where we're going to be dipping our toes into Season 2, Episode 1, which for some fucking reason isn't on Hulu, so I suggest you watch it on YouTube. It's not
it'll be a commercial-free version.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to do it from start to finish.
We'll
do a little intro first, but
yeah.
Yep. Just go check it out on there. I think that's the only one possibly in Season 2 that you can't watch on Hulu.
There's a handful of them throughout the season that are on there. It said that it was music licensing related, but I'll be damned if there's a fucking song that play. I was waiting on a song to play that someone, for some... There's not. I mean, Lowell sings a little bit of, what is it?
Moon River.
And that cannot possibly... That's got to be fucking free domain by now. Public domain. I'll be damned if somebody's expecting payment for that song. Anyways, join us next week. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
WIngsmen.
No, you stupid motherfuckers. This is a ZTO TV podcast.